Hey, it's Laurie McNaughton, your Scale Up Business Coach. So, do you own a business and you have a team of people working for you, whether that's 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 or more? Here's 3 lessons in a shortest period of time as I can possibly do it that will allow you to look at and make some changes in your business that can really have a big impact for you personally, and then, of course, your business as well. So, the first is the formula we call B times do equals have. So, that basically all that is saying is that there's certain things that we want to have in our lives. In order to have those things, there's certain things we're going to need to do. But in order to do those things, there's somebody that we need to be or we need to become. So simply to identify whether this is working for you or against you right now is to focus in on what you have. Do you have a great team of people who are accountable and highly productive and maximizing their potential in your business? Are you working when you want to instead of all of the time? Do you get home for dinner? Do you have weekends off? Do you take regular vacations? Are your profits as high as they should be, or are they suffering? You see, that's all part of the have. So if you go, you know what, I don't really have a great team of people working for me right now. They're not really accountable, and we're certainly not reaching our potential. And I'm working all the time. I lots of times I miss pardon me, dinners at home. I miss my children's events, whether that's school events or sporting events. And my business isn't as profitable as it should be. This is the thing you need to really become aware of, and that is that your brain is perfectly wired, hence your business is perfectly wired to give you what you're having right now. So if you're going, I don't have what I want to have a more productive, accountable, highly effective team. I want to be more profitable and I want to have more free time. Then you need to rewire your brain. Now, I know that sounds a little bit strange maybe for some of you, but if you stick around and you've paid attention to any of my videos in the past, you'd understand exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to dive into that. Otherwise, we'll end up being here for an hour instead of just a few minutes, which is what my intention here is to add value in a shorter period of time as I possibly can. So, who do you need to be in order to do the things that you need to do so that you have a different result? So, that's the first uh, lesson today. And then the other lesson is another formula called D times V plus FS is greater than R. So, what does that stand for? Dissatisfaction times vision plus first steps becomes greater than R. Now, we all have resistance to change. We're all stuck in a sort of a habitual way of doing things that we've done it this way all the time. This is just the way we do it. But if you're going again to the be do have, if you don't have what you want to have, you need to really gain another level of clarity. And so what I would suggest that you do is you look at what is that you're most dissatisfied with, and take some time and write about it. Like if you have a dysfunctional team, or you have poor profits, or you're working all the time, write down what it means to you, because I want you to feel the pain. Now, maybe a way that will help you feel that pain is to go, a year from now or 5 years from now, and you know just for a second, imagine you're standing in front of the mirror and you didn't make any changes to your business, and you're in exactly the same place a year from now or 5 years from now that you are today, and talk to yourself like you talk to yourself if that was the case. Because that's going to up the level of dissatisfaction. And we really need to get this involved if we're going to make big changes in our businesses. So then the other thing you need to focus in on is the vision. So what would it look like if it was working exactly the way that you wanted it to be? What would your revenues be like? What would your profit be like? What would your team be like? What would your customers be like? What would your business look like? Like, would you have a new office? Would you have whatever that might be? Get really clear on what the vision is. And then just for a second, like I did with the dissatisfaction, imagine it's a year from now or 5 years from now, and you made the changes that you needed to make in order to make that vision a realization. Imagine what you're saying to yourself then. Because again, I want to create that feeling inside your body. Now, the next thing you need to do is what we call the first steps. You need to create momentum. And momentum is created by doing something. So that means the minute you shut off this video or this video comes to an end, write down 3 or 4 or 5 things that you could do right away to move forward with this, because that's going to overcome your resistance to change. Now, just to put another little perspective on this, imagine if your resistance to change was 1,000 and your dissatisfaction was 5 and your vision was 5 and your first steps was 1. There's no way you're going to overcome the resistance to change. So that's why I said you amp up that dissatisfaction, amp up the vision, and take some first steps, and that will overcome your resistance to change. Okay, let's talk about the next um, idea concept. And that's, if you've watched any of my videos, you've heard this before, and that is that it's above and below the line. So below the line is blame, excuses, and denial. Now, here's the thing. If you blame your team, if you blame the economy, if you blame your customers, if you blame your suppliers, if you blame, or make excuses, I didn't have time, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, you just go straight up into denial, nothing, and I mean nothing, changes. You don't make any changes when you're below the line. So what does it mean to get above the line? It means responsibility, accountability, and ownership. Here's the thing, my friends, and I know you know this intrinsically, I know you know this in your heart, is that if you want success, you need to take ownership of it, meaning this is your business. You own it ultimately. So anything that goes on inside that business is your responsibility. So success or failure is your responsibility. It's not your team. It's not the economy. It's not your suppliers. It's not your customers. It's not that. It's you. And you have to accept that responsibility. When I went to my coaching training 21 years ago, I guess it was 22 years ago. Anyway, we had an award for who was above and below the line the most throughout the 10 days of training. And I won that award. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of it because it's what's made me successful. Listen, I've been doing this for 21 years, 22 years, 21, whatever it is, doesn't matter, over 2 decades. And I remember when I started out, man, it was hard. It was hard. And I was on calls with fellow coaches and they were below the line and dropping like flies. And I just said, I'm going to succeed at this no matter what. And if I'm going to succeed, I need to take responsibility for my actions. I need to hold myself accountable and I need to take ownership of it, because if I don't, I'm going to fail. And all the money that I invested in this is going to be lost. And because of that attitude, because of my desire to stay above the line, not my desire to succeed would probably be a better way to put it. I did what I had to do in order to succeed, and I became one of the top coaches in our community for growth and retention. And now, growth, obviously, we all want to grow, but retention is the thing that I'm most proud of, because I had a higher retention rate than most coaches, and it was in part because of the results that I got from my clients. Because clients stick around when they're getting results. So um, I hope you got some value out of this. Take some time, if you didn't, to jot some notes down and put some action items together in this. Please do that. The other thing is pay attention and follow me, because here's the thing: I'm going to be releasing, I think it's next week, the actual dates. But it's a 3-day challenge, and it's going to start. I get the actual dates are going to be 15th, 16th, and 17th of January. Um, and I'm going to walk you through in those three, and it's just 3 hours. I know that's a commitment for some of you. It's not that much time if you're committed to being succeeded, or pardon me, committing to succeeding. It's a small amount of time. But in that first episode or first hour, I'm going to talk about, what it is that's holding you back. What is the things that are keeping you stuck where you're at? And we're going to start to make a shift in your identity at that first session. And then the next session, we're going to talk about how you build an accountable team of people who, get behind you and want to succeed, want you to succeed as much as they want to succeed, and vice versa. And then in that third day, we're going to talk about building a 90-day plan so that you can remember the D times V plus first steps. Get those first steps clear in your mind so that you know what you need to do in the next 90 days to build a business that you can be really, really proud of. So, um, follow me, pay attention because I'm going to put the link in the, it's not going to go drop this week. It's going to drop next week. And you'll be able to sign up for this. It's completely complimentary, free, and it's going to be life changing. My work, I say this all the time. My work for those for those people who are committed, it is life changing, no question about it. So thanks for listening. I know that went a little bit longer than I anticipated or hoped, but I hope you got some value on it. Listen, let's make 2026 everything it should be. So be the person you need to be to do what you want to do in order to have what you want to have. Signing off, Laurie McNaughton, your Scale Up Business Coach. Take care and have an awesome, awesome Christmas.